Today we're just gonna have a big old gear nerd out session. You ready?
The motivation behind some of this new gear was that if I ever need to catch a plane for hiking, aka my recent trip to the USA, then I need to be able to bring my hiking gear, camera gear, and normal human clothes in one suitcase.
So I was looking for ways that I could cut down on weight or be more compact.
I'm going to talk about 5 new pieces of gear that have officially made the cut into my gear list. I'll also mention what they'll be replacing. And there are a few items at the end I'll touch on that are situation specific. But most excitingly, thank you to ENQUIRIES for sponsoring this video. Number 1. The Durston Gear Iceline Trekking Poles. These weigh 145 grams per pole, or if you use the strapless version, it's 134 grams, making them the world's lightest poles. In fact, here's my reaction using them on their very first backpacking trip.
You can absolutely tell the difference between your previous trekking poles that are slightly heavier than these. These are just like carrying around feathers that actually help you.
I went with the strapped version because I do think it's nice to have them in your wrist while you're hiking, but I actually always use the strap to hang things off when my tent is set up, like clothes that need drying or filtering water. You store them as separate pieces, and when you're ready to use them, click her into place. Ready? This is the most satisfying sound. I don't even like ASMR stuff, but that's a good sound. And then you only have to deal with one adjuster. How will they hold up in terms of longevity? It's too early for me to tell, but they got a beating on the granite rock in Yosemite and the decline and incline of the Grand Canyon, and they were great. They're also made in Austria by Compodel, who've been making poles longer than we've all been alive. The Iceline poles are replacing my leaky Ultralight trekking poles. Funnily enough, I did an unboxing on these poles, which was the second video I ever posted on this channel, so these have been my friend through all of this, but when comparing them, I do save a total weight of 220 grams, and it really comes down to that physical feeling while you are hiking, which to me was very noticeable. Item number 2, Ultralone Peak 9+ Trail Runners. This year marks 17 years that I've been multi-day hiking. There's me on my very first hiking trip when the home brand stuff looked like this. Why has it taken me this long to try trail runners? I actually have the answer to that. I've just always had a plethora of hiking boots enter my life. I can't win a raffle, but for some reason I've won more than one competition where the prize were boots. I also used to work in store for 2 different Australia and New Zealand outdoor retailers where sometimes you just couldn't look past the staff discounts. So when you've got perfectly good hiking boots at home, you're not allowed to buy trail runners, is what I've told myself for years. I bought some trail runners for my USA trip. I was picturing myself in the Grand Canyon, no shade, 36-degree heat, having breathable shoes. I chose the Ultralone Peaks particularly because they are known for their wide toe box, and they're a very popular shoe. They are 0 drop, which can be a little bit of a shock to the calves on your first hike, but I like leaning towards letting your feet be splayed out naturally, so I like that aspect. The plus on the 9+ means this version has a Vibram sole as opposed to the Max Track rubber from Ultra. The purpose of this sole is to provide a little bit more traction, a little bit more stickiness. I personally found these to be super comfy. I wore them obviously on all my US hikes, but I wore them casually while traveling as well. The Ultras will be replacing my Keen boots. Keens have worked best for me because of their wider toe box. I say replacing, but there are going to be instances where the boots will be more suitable, but for the most part, I'm converted to trail runners and I wish I had tried them earlier. Next item is the Hold on 1 second, sorry. Can I come in? I don't know how you got outside in the first place. What are you doing? Literally right in the middle of filming a YouTube video? Any good? I mean, you could help, since you're not busy. Maybe I am helping. Oh my god. Is this some kind of weird way to introduce chorus? I'll figure. So I've been testing a previous version the last 6 months, and Chorus have just released the Apex 4 GPS watch. I'm one of those people where a workout doesn't count unless I track it on my watch. I'll check my sleep stats in the morning and judge myself. I'll check my step count in the evening and realize video editors don't really get up from the dark corner of their room. Hey. So in that everyday health sense, it performs awesomely, but this watch isn't really designed for the everyday commoner. It's designed for badass adventurers like you and me and her. So it's got a ton of features incredibly useful for hiking, one of those being all of the navigation tools. Let's say you're going on an overnight hike to Mount Feathertop. You can use the Chorus app to create your own route and mark waypoints like the campsite or water sources and send it to your watch. Or you can download a GPX file off the internet, upload it to the app, edit the route to suit your needs, and then send it. When you're about to start your hike, you choose the map you loaded on, and it's going to give you turn-by-turn navigation. It's going to alert you if you go off course, tell you how far you've got to go into your next waypoint, all of the stats you might need as you're hiking. So from someone who does a lot of solo hiking, this is just a big safety feature for me. Sometimes the trail is a bit sketchy, and it's nice to have a second brain with you along the way. Another feature I find quite cool is it's got an adventure journal. So as you are hiking along, you can create your own pins, and those pins can be in the form of photos, videos, voice notes, anything you want to tie to your hike. I'm most excited for the voice pins because up until now when I'm hiking, I've used my phone to record voice memos when I have editing notes or something to remind myself of for the hike video. But now I don't have to get my phone out, I can just speak into my watch like I'm some kind of spy. And when I'm back home in the edit, I can reference my map and my voice notes will be right there with it. So the same goes for photo and video. Maybe you're hiking along and you capture a photo of Bigfoot. That photo will be pinned to your location on the map. So when no one believes you, you can be like, nah mate, here's the photo, here's exactly where it was taken, let's go back and find it. That's oddly specific. You don't want to give a better example, like someone was to document the nice flowers they see on a hike? Bigfoot is a highly relevant example. The point is, I am honoured to be working with Chorus, and if you want to be watch buddies, I'll leave a link in the description for you to check out. It is an affiliate link, so if you purchase one, then I'll receive a small percentage of the sale, which of course helps this channel out. Next up on the list is Zero G Gear Alpha Direct Fuzzy Pants. Zero G Gear are based in Australia, making ultralight hiking gear. I'll be using these pants as a warm layer when I'm around camp. As the name suggests, they are made with Polartec Alpha Direct, a material known for its outstanding warmth to weight ratio. My jacket that I usually take uses the same fabric on the inside. When I'm at camp, I normally switch into my thermal top and thermal bottoms, and if it's cold, then I will put pants on over the top. When I go to sleep, I'm still wearing my thermals, but I use the pants to put into my pillow. Up until now, I had been using the Brass Monkey fleece pants from Mountain Designs. So this was an easy weight saver. I shaved off about 125 grams and they pack up a bit smaller too. Finally, we have the Hyperlight Mountain Gear Unbound 55. Now this goes to show how long it's been since I've done a gear loadout video because I've never spoken about my pack. Good news, I have a gear loadout video coming for you. I've been using a Hyperlight Mountain Gear Southwest pack for a number of years now. There is a company based in Melbourne called Lighter, Faster, Higher that allows you to rent ultralight gear from all sorts of brands. So this Southwest pack came secondhand from Lighter, Faster, Higher. It was getting to the end of its use in terms of being used for hire, you know, it had holes in it and things like that, so I was able to pick this up for a cheap price. I even covered up one of the holes with this lovely looking patch. So I like to think this pack is ingrained with the sweat of all the different people that used it before me. I found this pack to be really comfortable, so when I was looking to upgrade, I was pretty sure I wanted to stick with Hyperlight Mountain Gear. Which brings us to this pack, the Unbound 55. I was really torn on whether to get this one or go for the Southwest again because they both have things I prefer over the other. Probably the best thing about the Unbound is the way the hip belt does up, so it's got your kind of dual strap that molds to your hip better, and when you tighten it, you pull it inwards as opposed to pulling outwards, which is just way better, way easier. Most notably, it does have these stretchy pockets, one big one and then a little one that kind of overlaps the big one. So anything that is stuck down the bottom of the big pocket, you can access from the bottom. It's also got a sneaky pocket at the very bottom, so a wide opening and then a little hole. This pocket was designed for your trash as you're hiking, so you've got a muesli bar wrapper, you just tuck your hand under and poke it through the little hole. But the biggest downside to this pack is that they got rid of the internal bladder sleeve and hydration port. So together with my mum, we cut a slit in the pack, which is what this orange thing is here. So I reached out to Monkey Puzzle Fabrics and asked them what kind of fabric would be best for this, and that it must be orange. So I bought some fabric and then my mum did the sewing. I haven't done the sleeve on the inside yet. If you've done that, let me know because I'm still figuring out the best way I can go about that. But I will say I love the white color because when you're looking down into your pack, it's illuminated. You can just see everything better. Now I'll just quickly run through a few situation-specific things. This is my sun hoodie. I've had a few of you ask about this already. This is by the brand Fayetteville. It's called the Pelser hoodie. Now this is actually a men's size small. Ladies, feel free to support me on this one, but quite often men have cooler colors when it comes to outdoor clothing, unless pink is your favorite color. So it's not perfectly shaped to me, but I saw these patterns and I just thought that's got my name on it. Its UPF rating is 50+, so I'll use this on any hikes where it's going to be sun, minimal shade. Next is these little tent platform anchors. If I'm certain that a hike is going to have tent platforms, these just make it an absolute breeze to set up your tent, particularly if you don't have a freestanding tent. They work by putting it in between two panels of wood, rotating at 90 degrees. The spring locks it in place, you tie your tent to it, and essentially it acts as a tent peg would in the ground. It saves you having to find rocks or getting string that's long enough or positioning to the anchors that are already there on the platform. I got two different types here, they're super cheap, they both work as good as each other. Even if you just throw two in for your trip, they're just like little magical things. Next is a cooler cloth. I'm sure you've all seen these before, basically a pee rag. I bought this for a hike that had no toilets, so it was just going to save me from packing in and out more toilet paper. And finally, these last three things go together because if I'm bringing one, it means I'm bringing all of them. They are the THRU Neo Air X-Lite, App & Glow Gear Micro Inflator, and an X-Pad sit pad. So I'm one of those weirdos that thinks this mattress is comfy, but this was going to take up far too much space in my suitcase, so I bought a Neo Air X-Lite. And then I could use it for camping in the USA and not just on hiking trips. I already knew that I did not want to spend time inflating a mattress when I got to camp, so I got the cutest little pump you've ever seen. It runs off your battery bank or your phone if your phone is USB-C. It weighs 8.5 grams and it will take about 5 minutes to inflate your mattress, but you can step away and go do something else. Depending on how firm you like your mattress, it might not blow it up all the way. You might have to throw a breath in it at the end as well, but for the most part, the work is done for you. And so because I wasn't bringing my normal mattress that I also use as a sit pad, I got a sit pad. I got this one from Xped because it has 3 folds, so it's wider but flatter, and because it's orange, and the orange was going to match the orange detailing on my Hyperlight pack. So the ThermaRest, I'm going to give it some more time before I judge it because this was my initial reaction.
Night 2 on my ThermaRest Neo Air. Not comfy.
I ended up deflating this quite a lot, like almost to the point where my bones were on the ground, and that was more comfortable for me, and then the trip was over, so I'm gonna give it a bit more time before I throw an opinion at it.
Well, I do hope I've covered your weekly dose of hiking gear conversation. Don't forget to check out the Coros Apex 4 and imagine how cool we could be as a little Coros army. But as always, thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next one.
I wasn't supposed to hit her in the face, I know that.